I read a book by a couple of theologians I admire the past year who began it this way. We believe the purpose of theology is to discern, articulate, and commend visions of flourishing light in light of God's self-revelation in Jesus Christ. The flourishing of human beings and all God's creatures in the presence of God is God's foremost concern for creation, and therefore be the central purpose of theology. They caught my attention because the words flourish and flourishing had already been on my mind for some time. If you look up flourish in the dictionary, you find it is defined this way: to grow or develop in a healthy or vigorous way, especially as the result of a particular congenial environment, to thrive. The two authors wrote more specifically, by flourishing life, we mean the good toward which humans are meant to strive, convictions about what it means for us to live life well, for our life to go well, and for it to feel right, convictions that guide all our desires and efforts. The Christian faith, centered as it is on the divine word, became flesh in Jesus Christ as the true life and light of the world, is such a vision. So we thought this topic worthy of some deeper reflection and decided to start a series of single takes called Flourishing by God's Design. Let me suggest that the starting point for understanding human flourishing is with God and God's creation. Genesis 1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." This, of course, is no minor detail. But what kind of a universe did God create? Astronomy picture of the day, which I will refer to as APOD, APOD, an extraordinary project of NASA, can help us understand God's magnificence and the beauty of the creation. On April 25th, APOD and the Hubble Space Telescope offered a brilliantly hued panorama of the cosmic reef within the large Magellanic Cloud, 160,000 light years away. On May 15th, APOD featured two dancing galaxies, 12 million light years away, which, as the brief explanation following the striking image notes, have been locked in gravitational combat for 1 billion years, a dance that in the next few billion years will lead to a cosmic merger. On June 1st, APOD showed the whirlwind of spectacular star formation happening within the Lagoon Nebula, captured in resplendent magenta by Hubble at a distance of 5,000 light years. And then there was the most extraordinary of this lot, Hubble's dazzling color portrait of the Porpoise Galaxy, which APOD posted on May 10th. The description of how this fantastic phenomenon came about is worth quoting. Just a few 100 million years ago, NGC 2936, the upper of the two galaxies shown, was likely a normal spiral galaxy spinning, creating stars, and minding its own business. But then it got too close to the massive elliptical galaxy NGC 2937 and took a dive. Dubbed the Porpoise Galaxy for its shape, NGC 2936 is not only being deflected, but also being distorted by the close gravitational interaction. A burst of young blue stars forms the nose of the porpoise, while the center of the spiral appears as an eye. Alternatively, the galaxy pair look to some like a penguin protecting an egg. The psalmists understand the beauty and majesty of God when they wrote in Psalm 19, 1-6, "The heavens are telling of the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours forth speech, and night to night declares knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words. Their voice is not heard. Yet their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In the heavens he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom from his wedding canopy, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and nothing is hid from its heat." As one scholar has noted, the notion that we live in an accidental universe, one that need not be, has had ugly effects in modern history. It suggests that we're accidents too, mere embodied stardust. That dumbed-down notion of the human has underwritten a lot of the awfulness of the last 2 centuries. Astronomy Picture of the Day hints at a different story. None of this is accidental and thus ultimately meaningless. And that includes you, me, and all those who study the heavens and give us the gift of their work.